Visiting a grave is often a solemn experience. It marks the place where a loved one has passed. However, the experience of an unmarked grave is something entirely different, since it marks the spot of a loved one with severed ties to our world, a world in which we all share. To commemorate those buried in unmarked graves within a segregation-era cemetery believed to be at MacDill Air Force Base, the 6th Air Refueling Wing wishes to remember and honor these individuals whose memory had been lost. This is their story. Now, this may seem like an ordinary picture, yet it actually represents an unmarked gravesite called the Port Tampa Cemetery during the Jim Crow era when African American communities were denied civil rights. From reviewing early 20th century death certificates and newspaper obituaries, at least 38 predominantly black individuals were buried between 1902 and 1933 at this unmarked gravesite. This cemetery was used during a time when state and local statutes enforced a system of racial segregation in the U.S. South. Established in the post-Civil War era during Reconstruction, these Jim Crow laws denied African Americans the right to vote, hold jobs, get an education, and many other opportunities. MacDill Air Force Base was built during this period, constructed between 1939 to 1941. Until the late 1940s, courts did not consider cemeteries in need of public accommodation, so cemeteries did not qualify for specific civil rights protections. That all changed on May 3, 1948, when the Supreme Court ruled on Shelley v. Kramer. It changed the racially restrictive covenants in land deeds that violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, the same amendment that addressed the emancipation of slaves. A few weeks later, President Harry Truman issued Executive Order 9981, which officially desegregated the military. Although it took years to desegregate battlefield units, the order went into immediate effect for cemeteries. The most prestigious being the Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. This is not just Black history, it is American history. In the famous words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And although we cannot change the past, we can work together towards a more harmonious present day and future. We acknowledge the injustice that occurred for those who buried their loved ones at Port Tampa Cemetery, and we commit anew to the words of Dr. King to work together towards a more harmonious future. For these individuals, may they rest in peace. As a poet once said, "Death is not the extinguishing of light, it is putting out a lamp because dawn has come."